20 years ago, so I think I can remember it.
So the first poem is called "To the Girl on the Threshold."
That was me.
What happened at the threshold?
20 years later. Don't know where it went, but
It's the girl on the threshold.
You can come out now. You put, oh, I can't read this, it's too dark. Let's start over again, I'm sorry.
Lighting's not great.
let me grab you a light.
A light is good for the reader because it's really dark there.
Even with my
Wow.
Mag light, okay.
there we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Now there's
To
two
the
more.
girl on the threshold. You come out now. You poised in the door jamb with your knees shaking and your voice stuck in your throat, while outside worlds collided, thunder cracked, and the earth shook for decades. He's gone now. You can walk the scorched ground and behold new shoots and spaces cleared by the damage. I know, at times you rushed out to fulfill an obligation, to respond to a dangerous dare, or to gather up some belongings before returning to your place. You even fled to the foreign countries of your banishment, but while there, you traveled in disguise. Thousands of miles away, you were never far from your post on the threshold, standing there, suspended between action and inaction, advancing, keeping still, where you watched, you waited. By the way, in this occupation you excelled, this observing, perceiving, taking note. How often, you were told, you had an eye for detail. So he's gone now, and you can come out to see how far you cast a shadow in the sunlight, to hear yourself speak in the balmy air, to project your dreams against the backdrop of rubble, and to breathe in the loamy sweetness of the earth after a storm.
You read now?
Now I'm going to explain a little bit about this. Kelley created a dance called Scarcity, and you probably can't, it's not kind of a muddy photographs, but photographs are taken of this dance.
1998 at Green Street. My second concert ever.
Wow.
And, okay, so, and she presented these, she gave me the photographs and asked me to write a poem about it, and I did, and so here's the poem, and it's a special issue of this publication called By Women, and it was the topic for the issue, or the theme of the issue was body image. So
It was the Bisexual Women's
Yeah.
Network. I
Yeah,
forget,
what is it?
BBWN.
the newsletter of the Boston Bisexual Women's Network. Good memory. Okay, so here we go. Folding woman. Folded in, folded up, put away. The soul seed. Its curving surfaces, ovoid shapes, buried, hidden from light. We strike poses. Hold it right there. To prepare for our careers, the face in the mirror, the reflection in admirer's eyes, the image on the camera's lens. Freeze. Don't move. Unfolding, unfurling, the curl of petals opening in the sun. Just as we unfold, why do we fold in, recoiling unnaturally from the fullness of the bloom? We can't pinch the blossom back to a bud. The rose moves as it turns toward the light.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's just a painting.
You okay?
A round of applause.
No,
on your head.
You're clapping too loud,
Here's
guys.
applauding, okay. Inanimate objects are
We'll just
fun.
snap our fingers.
Okay. This is, the title of this poem is Ascending. She carefully steps out of her pod as she ascends the steps to this new hyper-reality, this luminous moment emanating light forever, carefully unwrapping the mummifying layer upon layer of disguises, letting them drip off and fall, scarf-like, languidly, petal-like, leaf-like, Venus ungarbed, ascending her airy stairway. How she expands as she ascends. Her lungs newly filled with the outside air, diaphanous and lovely. Muffled passion, pent-up dreams, now at ease in a new light. So all of these are published, but I'm particularly proud of this. It was published in the MIT faculty newsletter. I was the first, it had been published in another magazine, but I am the first non-faculty member to be published in the
Wow.
MIT faculty newsletter.
That's good.
Not easy at MIT.
So, I mean, I wasn't, it happened, I wasn't really seeking it, so anyway. This is called I Can't Stop Laughing. At first, I ascended next to Troilus in the seventh sphere, looking down on our planet, with its great wheel of fortune, churning and crashing, having my cosmic belly laugh. Oh, Fortuna, how you crash and fall. Next, I reconstructed my descent into the deepest pit, the one that you're not supposed to climb out of. There was more than one pit. Now that I'm up from the pits, with my feet on the ground, I can't stop laughing. I was supposed to fall, and I fell. Rather, I was supposed to vanish, but I've reappeared. I've reappeared, and I can't stop laughing. So this is called Where Wild Tomatoes Grow, and it's
Do you want me to hold that light for you? That'd be easy.
jam-packed with autobiographical references, and it also refers to 20 years ago, and it's more like 40 years ago now, but in the moment of creation, it was 20 years ago. So this is entitled Where Wild Tomatoes Grow. In Picasso's Guernica, the woman's head is thrown back as if her throat is slit, emitting soundless cries of anguish. Her baby clutched in her arms, frozen there, as if petrified in concrete. Well, that's how it was for me 20 years ago at the bank. Her Longfellow's legacy slept in a drawer, its own drawer, all to itself, by the way, where Vivid Wilbur glanced up at me from a notation of C.C. colon below the dictator's initials, and mine, of course, in lowercase letters following his. I've since read that Robert Lowell's sanity was held hostage, crushed between some of those massive granite walls, although I never did run across his account file. As I said, I've read it was there. How every year at Christmas, our grateful dictators would give all of us girls doing synchronized laps in the typing pool boxes of chocolate, and expensive old lady perfume in massive black, bronze, and gold bottles, sugar poisoning, and stink bombs. Individually and collectively, we thanked our benefactors profusely, always minding our names. How all the time I was there, I could not get out of my head this image of the big crack in the sidewalk at the end of Granada Court, in the little white bread suburb where I grew up mostly, made by the invincible life force of the wild tomato plant. The story is told that for centuries, the native inhabitants, sometimes inaccurately referred to as Indians, had grown corn and tomatoes in this sacred valley and made a cornmeal porridge for which this famous place is named, Pinole. And despite the best conquering efforts of the galloping guys from Spain, the damned tomatoes just refused to quit. The seeds blow around on their own in the air and tenaciously grow where they land. Those vines are strong. They've got to hold up big, fat tomatoes. In my mind's eye, I still see them, huge, globular, and green, climbing up the side of the Moore's house under the kitchen window at the corner of Granada Court and Pinole Valley Road, as if the house landed on them, and they refused to lie still under there. So, that's how it was with me at the bank, a seed blown someplace in the wind, poured over with concrete, but I couldn't just die there. I planned to see the sun again. At the bank, poetry could be seen through the cracks in the granite, wavy tendrils of vine reaching for the sky. I know this is so because my heart too is the place where wild tomatoes grow.
It's so fun to hear this again after so long.
Thank you so much.
So we'll take a little break and James is gonna set up and do some music for us in a bit.
Find my glasses.
Here, right here.